guys, and welcome back. Before we get started here, I just want to give a quick disclaimer and say that I'm sorry that the pace of videos slowed down over the weekend. My grandma was feeling good after her latest round of chemo, so I took the opportunity to go down and see her in Atlanta on short notice. So I've been out of town this weekend. So obviously Category Cow did his videos on TTS. He was kind enough to do that for me. And the other guys were patient with me, so I appreciate that, guys. We're back now, and here we are with the Soviets in July of 1937. Starting off with our tech here, we are getting the same three as last turn: mech, long-range aircraft, and wartime economy. Plus, we're wasting a tech on heavy bombers. It's a tough life being the Soviets with that dang tech objective. So let's see if we can, everybody else did a little bit better on their tech except for me, so let's see what we get. Hey, look at that. Looks like we got two. So we've got a 1 and a 4. Those are obvious misses, but we've got 2 9s, which are both always going to be a hit. We've got long-range aircraft and wartime economy here. So that's good news. We were 2 for 4. That just bumped our percentage up by quite a bit, even though we were only 50% on that round. But things are looking up. We're still way behind the Allies and the Germans. Actually, we might not be that far behind the U.S. I guess I've had one more round of rolls, haven't I? So let's go to our purchases here. We're going to start with Spain. The Soviets are going to lend-lease an artillery down there. The CCP are buying nothing. And I thought about spending a buck to try to influence somebody in South America, but I think the guys said no to the Brazil rolls, so there's not really anybody else that I'm super excited to get. So we're just going to leave it be for now. Maybe I'll get a coup this coming January and we'll start up again. But for now, I'm going to leave it be. Okay, so that's it. We're just buying one artillery this turn. So let's do our Spain stuff. I'm going to tell you what, guys. I'm getting greedy in Spain. I got incredibly lucky on that first turn. So I've basically decided to just ride that hot hand and see if we can get a Republican win here, because that rarely happens. All it takes is hitting a 1 out of 12 die roll to even have a chance in this thing as the Republicans. So let's do our attacks. We're going to bring a cavalry up from Andalusia into Asturias, Navarre with 1 fighter. And the second attack, we're doing it again. We're going to bomb this little minor port down here. This one was a tough decision because you can only sneak in infantry in there. But of course, Italians and Germans can now sneak in infantry in there. Or the Italians can lend-lease some IPPs, fix that major shipyard, and then the Germans can send in a plane or something, and that's just a whole can of worms that I don't want to open. So we are going to risk our bomber yet again on another eensy-teensy minor port. So we'll see how that goes. Those are our only 2 attacks. I've got them set up right over here. As I said, I'm getting greedy, just attacking this infantry with 1 cavalry. But hopefully it all works out for the... I guess there really are no good guys in this Civil War, are there? Republican Spain wasn't too bad. Just fractured. So we've got a cavalry at 2, fighter at 6, and then his infantry is at a 4. So let's get this first round in. Look at that. We got lucky again. We got a hit with our fighter, and his infantry missed with an 8. So turns out riding the hot hand has been a decent play. We'll see how it goes with the bombing run. If I lose that bomber, I'm going to be devastated. He's been through so much. Okay. So we've got 1 cavalry there in Asturias, Navarre. Now we will roll that bombing raid. Oh, sorry, I dropped something. Okay. So we've got an AA gun and 1d6. All we need is 1 point of damage, so that's good. Ah! They held us in suspense there. So we got an 11 and a 3. So, once again, You know, this medium bomber that's MVP material. If the Soviets actually end up winning a game this time, and I mean like the Comintern overall, if we somehow win this game, which is kind of hard to do as the Soviets, as you guys know, that medium bomber is MVP already. Okay, so we've got 3 damage on that mine report. So now we're going to be crisscrossing all over the place. We have this cavalry come up from Asturias-Navarre, or from Andalusia into Asturias-Navarre. Our fighter is going to land in Madrid because that air base, I guess he could scramble over here, but I won't do that no matter what. We're going to bring our medium bomber back home to Barcelona. We've got 2 mountain infantry into Madrid. And these 2 infantry are going to rail into Andalusia. You know, I didn't think that minor powers could rail, but then I took a little cursory look into the rule book, and it looks like all powers can, and I'm pretty sure I have railed with the Chinese before. So if there's a specific rule in there that says that the Spanish can't rail for some reason, let me know, and those guys will just go into Madrid, I guess. But I think I can do that, so we're going to have 2 infantry in Andalusia, 2 mountains, a militia, and a fighter in Madrid, and then a militia and a medium in Barcelona, Catalunya, and then we've got this cavalry up here in Asturias-Navarre. Alrighty, so let's deliver our Lend-Lease. We're actually going to put this guy right up on the front lines with no mountain cover. See if we can entice an attack from those nationalists to get them out of the mountains there. So we'll see if it works. I don't know. And that's it for Spain this turn, guys. So let's go right into our non-combat moves for the Soviets. We're going to give you a nice little panoramic view here because this TBD, as you guys guessed, is going to come all the way around the map. And we're going to bring it back around. So we've got TBD going into 5. This sub has a move of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's going to hang out with the Germans there in the Baltic Sea. Rotating you down, so now we're going to be upside down. Let's get this out of the way. These 2 guys are going to, 1, 2, 3, go on their merry way, hang out with this Republican heavy cruiser. They're off of the northern coast of Spain, a beautiful area, by the way. I actually remembered that this coastal sub is going to cost a rail move. So this turn we're doing it for real. This coastal sub is going to rail up to Leningrad just because I desperately wanted that to happen. Now we can come back out here to the east. I've got a little bit of shuffling down here on the border with Japan, Manchuria there. We're just going to bring 2 infantry from Chita into Amur, as well as this militia. Beautiful. Let me check out my book here so I don't forget anything. Okay, now the transport plane from Chita is going to fly its little way back to Stalingrad. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, you guys can't see that. It's hard to do, to hold that and move it at the same time. So we've got a transport plane into Stalingrad. We are going all the ground units in Stalingrad into western Kazakhstan. That's 2 infantry and a motorized now in Kazakhstan. We are going eastern Ukraine into Taurida. So that's going to be an infantry and a motorized from eastern Ukraine down into Taurida there. We're going to continue walking this guy from Yaroslavl to western Ukraine. We've got this guy down in Saratov. He's going to walk up into Moscow. And finally, I'm trying to give you guys all these moves in little bits at a time, so I'm not doing like a million moves on one turn. This guy from Buryatia is going to rail out to Western Russia for my second rail movement of the turn. Okay, that's all we've got for this turn. For the Russian non-combat movements, the CCP are doing nothing. Nothing I really can do right now. I don't like spending money on the recruitment roll because you know it bumps your odds. It doubles your odds from terrible to really, really bad. So I just don't like spending the money on it when I can be buying units to hopefully survive later on. I know that a lot of people are going to disagree with that, but that's okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Okay. So now final thing, we've got some recruitment rolls here. The CCP have 2. We are going to... So I'm going to try to influence the Qinghai warlord, the one to the west of Shinsi with 3 infantry and a cavalry, because I don't think that northeastern guy is going to be there much longer. So need a 1 here. And it didn't matter anyway, and now we will do our recruitment roll at a 1. And that is also a miss. Okay, now we've got Spain. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 territories. And that is a big old bummer. Okay, so missed all of our recruitment rolls, but that's okay because I think Germany is 0 for 2 on all of his, even in Argentina and Spain and all that. So I'm still up 1-0. Now that I said that, he's going to get his next one. So the CCP are going to be up to $4 for next turn. And the Soviets will earn their 8 for a total of, 12? Quick math for their next turn. Okay, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, right, I was just going to do a quick cursory count of what I've got. So we've got 2 infantry and 2 motorized, a fighter, attack bomber, and a cavalry now in Chita, with 2 infantry and a militia over there in Amur. I was going to put a guy in Primorsky Krai, but he's got like 7 planes on this little tiny border, so we're not going to do that yet. 1 guy still down in Turkmenistan, 2 infantry and a motorized in western Kazakhstan. Oh, I believe these guys were supposed to walk down too. I forgot about that. Sorry guys, call me out if you want me to take this back. I know it's after my turn, but 2 infantry and a cavalry in Transcaucasia. If not, they'll go back to North Caucasia. It doesn't really matter at this point in the game. I've had a couple guys move down into Taurida, so we got an infantry motorized in Taurida, guy in Crimea. Nothing has changed on the eastern border. And then here for you, Dylan, we've got 2 infantry and an artillery, 2 mountains, a fighter and a militia in Madrid, a cavalry in Asturias Navarre, a militia and a medium bomber there in Barcelona. Okay. Guys, check out Madman Dan. I think he's probably got some big things planned for this next turn. It sure looks like it. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.